What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I've done my live stream for the night. You know, it's Friday night, and you know I like to. I don't even know where to go tonight. I started doing YouTube really, my first channel my daughter made for me in 2012, and probably for the first 4 years I probably only had a couple thousand views overall. My channel didn't really start taking off until 2016. Going into the NFL season, I had 300 subscribers. And by my birthday in October, I'd gotten to 1,000, and it's all because of Dak Prescott. It was originally the video that I did that said that Dak Prescott's the perfect quarterback for the Cowboys and that they should draft him. And that was after the Senior Bowl. And that opened up people's eyes to me and opened up YouTube. And I will say, if you're looking for YouTube and saying, I'm going to make a career out of being a content creator and this is how I'm going to make a fortune and everything else, don't do that, because very few people are able to do that. If you want to start a YouTube channel because you love what you're doing, you want to talk to people and things like that, then that's the reason to do YouTube. And maybe it does lead into a career that makes you a lot of money and things like that. But the Logan Pauls out there are very few and far between. Basically, 20% of the YouTubers make about 90% of the money. That's unfortunately the way it is. But I'm going to say, for me, I used to stutter. I used to have a hard time speaking in public. I used to could not. Me originally doing videos where I'm holding Joe Boo and talking and the camera's on Joe Boo and not me, and doing, turning Joe Boo like he's talking and carrying on a conversation, gave me the confidence to speak and not be afraid to talk in front of people, and has been, for no other reason, if that was the only thing about YouTube that it did was to give me confidence to speak in public, that alone was an amazing thing. But it's given me a platform to at least voice my opinion, to share the knowledge that I have. I'm not trying to say I'm smart or a philosopher or anything like that, but I've been around 58 years and I've seen a lot of different things and have different perspective than somebody who hasn't. And you can listen to me and say he's a freaking idiot, or maybe you take some of my advice. It's all up to you. But going through the live stream tonight, I always pull a clip from ESPN because I like to compare what they say to reality. They have a narrative, and their narrative, of course, is to get you to watch and create controversy. In the same way a Jerry Springer show would, to, who's the baby's father, or, and so on. And the one they have now is, should Dak Prescott be the highest paid player in football? And of course, they're going to say, of course not. And their whole thing was, he should take a team-friendly deal. The funny thing is Dak Prescott is always asked to take and do something that nobody else is asked to do. I didn't hear anybody say Joe Burrow should take less money so they can get other players. I didn't hear him say that about Justin Herbert. I didn't hear that about Lamar Jackson. I didn't hear that about Jalen Hurts. Now it's all, here we go, can't pay the quarterback, Dak Prescott needs to leave money on the table. And the reason I bring that up is, if the Cowboys were actually trying to bring people in, and they were like, look, we were bringing in people before we had to pay you, but they had 4 years. In the course of 4 years, do you understand, they did not pay Dak Prescott $5 million his first 4 years. Total. And they did absolutely, positively nothing to make the team better with the money they saved. So what makes you think that he, taking a team-friendly deal, means the Cowboys are going to go out and spend that money? Because if you're going to say Dak Prescott should leave money on the table, then for God's sake, you got to say to CeeDee Lamb. CD, who just said a couple of days ago, I want to be one of the highest, if not the highest paid. I don't hear anybody saying, hey, CD, why don't you leave some money on the table too with Dak Prescott, so that way they can get some other players to win a Super Bowl. So if you're going to say that to Dak, say that to CD, and say that to Micah. That's all I'm saying. We're telling Dak Prescott, you shouldn't be the highest paid one, even though you did with Zeke. Even though you made D-Law one of the highest paid. Even though you overpaid, guys like Jalen Smith. Even though you paid guys that are coming off injuries, like Michael Gallup and Terrence Steele. You're only saying that this guy alone needs to. Come on, keep it balanced. And the other part of this, shout out to Micah Parsons. 36 points in the celebrity NBA game. You are the MVP. Congratulations, man. You showed him up. You literally shake Stephen A. Smith out his ankle. Got a brace on it now. Had to go to the hospital. You are a badass. But I honestly like to say that I'd really like to see you as the MVP on the Dallas Cowboys. That's really what I care about. And Emmitt Smith is 100% right. Emmitt Smith points out, and some people will say, well, he's just getting to be a grumpy old man. He's just a hater because he sees what all these guys got going on and everything else. Hey, Emmitt Smith ain't hurting. Emmitt Smith's got his whole autograph validation or verification place, okay? And doing good. Doing real good, okay? But let me say to you guys, because the whole thing with Micah Parsons and upset that fans wanted to get autographs. I get it. You don't want to be bothered all the time. I understand that. I wish I had that problem. I honestly, I think a lot of us wish we had a problem that people were spending money on jerseys with our name on them, and they actually wanted us to sign them. I'm going to say that. But I'm thinking back to, because come April, second week in April is the CSA show. They always have two in the springtime. Usually the first one is current Dallas Cowboy players, and then the second one usually is more the legends. And I've been there. CeeDee Lamb has been there, and Micah Parsons has been there, and Jalen Smith. We saw last year. We saw Michael Irvin, who was knee deep in the whole Marriott Gate situation and stuff like that. And we got some great stuff there. We've gotten Dak, and we literally gave Dak a check for $5,000 for Stand Up for Cancer, and was part of his Man of the Year. You had damn Gina holding up the check and stuff. Me, of course, I'm sitting there snapping pictures. I'm not bright enough to get in the picture with the check and stuff and Joe Boo. But it's all good. I think about CD, Micah Parsons and things, the current players that are 150, 175. Hell, Zeke Elliott was $250 for their autographs. Ain't mad at people trying to make money. But what's crazy is, and one of the reasons why I always go because I always know there's always lots of Cowboy fans there, and I'll always love hanging with fans and things and like-minded people. But I always go because you'll see Ed Too Tall Jones, you'll see Randy White. With Brayfield Wright, we saw a couple times before he passed. I saw Charlie Waters one year, of course, and Jane Novacek's, Drew Pearson, Tony Dorsett, the legends, the guys who earned those 5 rings. Those guys who made it America's team. Those guys that we are known for being them boys. And it's funny because when you see Randy White or Bob Lilly, and their autograph is $40, $50. And you see CD and Micah and these guys and $200 for their autograph. Randy White, the Manster, Hall of Famer, 3 rings. Excuse me, 2 rings. $50. CeeDee Lamb, about to get paid $30 million a year. $200. Hall of Fame career. Created the Dallas Cowboys. Bob Lilly, Mr. Cowboy. $50. These new ones, $200. See, the difference is those guys, they had to work a job in the off season. Those guys had to not get paid. I'm having a brain fart right now, but a running back that we had in '72 who ended up being one of the best running backs as a rookie. And he went to Textram and said, you know, here it is, I'm the best running back in football. I want to redo my contract. He was making $21,000 was his contract. And they said, we don't renegotiate contracts. You're going to play on it. And he ended up not speaking. And they won the Super Bowl that year. And they got rid of him. But he was one of the best running backs that year in football. And he made $21,000. Now, $21,000 back then is a lot more than $21,000 is right now. But it's not like $30 million a year. These guys didn't have social media platforms. They didn't have all these ads and big sponsors and shoe contracts and things like that. What they had is trying to win. That was the focus point. And being the best teammates they could, of banding together and becoming something great. And that's the only thing that they earned. That's the only thing. These guys now ain't busted a grape. They are reaping the rewards of what those guys did that are mostly forgotten. And that's a damn travesty. If you are one of those people that says, we got 5 rings, we's America's team, we the Cowboys, don't forget those guys. Those guys are the reason why. And that's why it bothers me when you are reaping the benefits of all of that. All of that. And it bothers you to give out some autographs to people. Yeah, there's something wrong with that. Alrighty, good people. I am done wet down the walls. I'm going to hit them one more time for tomorrow so I can do some plastering. It's supposed to get a little rain and snow tonight. And tomorrow's another day. Everybody keep Gina Dallas Diva in your prayers. Her dad's in the ICU. And remember to tell the people you love them. Because you might not get the chance again. And I love you guys. Guess I put a little too much in there tonight, didn't I? I can sit here for another few minutes and let it burn. Whew. Another day down and another day less I have. Life is going too fast, y'all. See you tomorrow.